Hi, this is Maria. I'm going to show you how I made this weekly spread and also the matching daily spread using Procreate. I made a transparent image so I can reuse this over and over. This here is written in the Sunday and the date is written in GoodNotes so that the background I can use over and over should I choose to do that. The same way over here, everything in this dark pink is written in the GoodNotes app. The rest of it is a sticker. So I'm going to show you how I made that. This is the Jenny Gollan's Design Practical Planner. It does have tabs and it's just beautiful. Everything is hand drawn. All of Jenny's items are hand drawn. If you look in the video description down below, you'll see a little arrow. You'll see everything that I've used is linked there. So this is GoodNotes 5. We're going to clear the page so that I can show you what I've done. This one comes like this. You get every month is the same. You get a monthly view. You get this page, then you get a monthly, a weekly, a daily, and a blank. So here's your monthly. Whoops. Here's your monthly, your weekly, which you can copy, your daily. Let's go ahead and clear that one. Okay, a blank, and then you go to the next month. They're all the same. Let's go back to July, and we're looking at the weekly. So I'm going to show you how I've done the weekly and the daily. So I'm going to click my pen tool so that I bring up the GoodNotes tools across the top. I'm going to save this image, the weekly and the daily, so into my camera roll so that I can use them in Procreate. So here we go. I'm going to click this little up arrow, export this page, image, export, and save. That'll put it into the camera roll without all this stuff that belongs to GoodNotes. We're going to do the same thing to my daily. Up arrow, export, image, and export, save image right into my camera roll. Okay? Then we go into Procreate. We're going to click the plus button. Screen size, it gives me a large screen. Wrench tool, add, insert photo. And we're going to pick up the images that we just saved. There's that one. I'm going to add a layer, and I'm going to go ahead, since I'm going to use a similar background, I'm going to go ahead and add both of these at the same time. Okay? So there's layer 2 has my daily. I'm going to turn that off for a moment. Layer 1 has my weekly. Okay? Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is add in, go to the top here, add a layer. I'm going to bring in my stickers. They are kept in my photo album. I have an album called Planner Stuff, and I keep everything that I've purchased from Jenny all in one folder. I want a sticker set called Spring Bouquet. It comes with all of these flowers, including papers. If you click them, you can get a bigger view. I want this one. Go back to the thumbnail view and drag and drop. Alright, so I'm going to use my arrow tool and just bring that within the confines of my journal. And then click my layer, click the N, bring down the opacity so I can see behind it. I like about 40%, and that way I have a background. Okay, I'm going to bring in a couple of flowers. Let's go ahead and add a layer. We're going to add in this one. I'm going to go to uniform so that it doesn't skew my image when I resize it. Place it where you want it. And again, go to my layers, click the N, and bring down that opacity. Again, I'm going to about 40%, but that's personal preference. That's just so the image doesn't cover up the wording. We're going to add another layer, add in one more, add in one more flower. Let's bring this one in. Close that for now. And I'm going to put this over here. I'm in freeform so that I actually am going to skew this a little bit. And I'm going to try to keep the proper proportion just so that it fits better in that space. And I'm leaving that one at full strength. Okay, so if you like the Monday start, then you can stop right here, go to your layers, turn off your journal, turn off the background, and save, and then that will go right over top of your journal page. I want to go one step further and change this to a Sunday start. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to click my weekly layer, and I'm going to add a layer over top of it. Okay, and what I want to do, I'm going to turn off the other layers for a moment. I'm working only to fix this layer that is the weekly. Okay, so I'm going to erase the days, but I'm going to do it in this layer, and I'm not going to actually erase. I used the wrong term. If you erase, let me show you. If you erase, well, you have to be in the right layer. If I erase in the actual planner layer, okay, when you turn off your white background, you actually erased the entire layer all the way back to this blackness underneath. And that's not going to work when you put it over your journal. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to back arrow and erase what I just did there. Okay. What I want to do instead is make a new layer above it. Go to a marker. I'm going to do a paintbrush, a round paintbrush, and I'm going to pick a white ink. I'm in the color wheel. Go to your white section and double tap on the white. That gives you a true white. Okay, so now I have a white round brush, and I am going to color. I'm coloring over the word, okay, in a new layer, not in the layer where my weekly is. I'm in a new layer doing this coloring. Okay, let's do all the rest, and you'll see that I'm not actually changing the original sheet. I'm just coloring over in white. Okay, so if I turn that off, my original still shines through. Okay, now I'm going to go to my wrench tool, add text, and I'm going to add my text this way. So pick a color, whatever color you want, and double tap on your text. I'm going to do Sunday. That's way too big. I'm going to edit style. I'm going to select it all. Pick another font. Beautiful is what was used originally. I happen to own that one already. I'm going to make it smaller to fit my size there, size of my box. Okay, position it where you want it, and hit done. Now, if you do this again and that automatically puts the word in its own layer. So if I click my wrench tool and I do add text again, I'm going to have to play with the sizing and possibly play with other things. See right here, it took me to size 104. It didn't remember my size. So I'm going to erase that. What I'm going to do instead is take my Sunday, slide and duplicate. Move that to the new spot. My wording is the same, it's the same size, it's the same color. I'm going to deselect the arrow, double tap the word, keyboard, and type away. And that way all my sizing is the same. Everything's the same. I'm going to do that again. Slide and duplicate, arrow tool, deselect, double tap, Tuesday. Okay. Slide and duplicate, arrow tool, Wednesday. Now that word's a little bigger, so I'm just going to move it over just a little bit. Okay. Slide and duplicate. You're just going to do this over and over until you're done. Deselect, double tap. Oops, got an extra letter in there. There's Thursday. Slide and duplicate, arrow tool, and this just makes life a lot easier. Okay, so once you're done, you see all your wording is in individual layers, so you can tweak them, you can change the colors, do whatever you want. And your blanks are in their own layer. And if you change your mind at any point, you can simply turn off the new ones and your blanks, and you still have your original, should you just change your mind. I don't tend to change my mind, so we're going to turn those back on. Let's go back and turn on the pretty background and the pretty flowers. And now I'm ready to turn off the journal layer, turn off the background layer, wrench tool, share, PNG, save image, and go back into GoodNotes, go to your picture icon. The very last one is the one we just saved, and you will see that it sizes very well. Let's do a crop to remove some of this gray stuff. Drop it into place, and there we go. And you can see that that little spot of white completely covered the days from before. And now I've got a color that matches my design. And I can use this over and over because I left the week and the day numbers off of here. I can reuse this over and over. It's simply saved into my photo album. I'm going to go to my text tool, pick a color I like, go to text. For the numbers, I actually used a font called Happiness. It's already saved as my default. And I'm going to just type away the days of the week. So that this is completely custom. For next time, I just put in different numbers, and I can reuse it over and over. And yes, I'm out of my boxes. I'm going to fix that here shortly. I'm going to put everything in first, and then we'll go back and fix it with the lasso. Alright, so now lasso tool, make sure that images is off, everything else is turned on, and now my lasso tool will move things very easily. Notice that the text that's part of the sticker does not move. And I can resize this as I please. Okay, so there is my weekly. Now let's go back to Procreate. Let's turn on the background. And I'm going to turn off the journal. I'm going to turn off everything that went with the weekly. I'm just going to turn everything off. Well, let's just start over. This layer is my daily spread. I've already measured and played with the opacity for my pink background, so we'll just leave that alone. I'm going to turn on the same flower in the corner so it matches. I'm going to add a layer, go back to my stickers, add a few extra stickers so it matches, but it'll have a little bit of a different flair. We're going to add, let's see, we'll take this one and that one. Okay, those each went into their own layers. Let's close this out. I'm going to turn this one off for the moment, work in this one, use my arrow tool, take it up to the top and rotate. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. Go to your layers, lower the opacity. Again, about 40. I'm going to go turn this sticker back on. Let's just get to where I can see the screen. We'll put it down here at the bottom. Slide and duplicate. And we're going to flip horizontal. Go ahead and merge those two into one layer, and then we'll lower the opacity to 40. Okay, so now we have similar but different. I'm going to go ahead into layers. I'm going to turn off the journal layer and the background layer. Wrench tool, share PNG, save image. That goes into my camera roll, so it's reusable. Back to GoodNotes. Icon, the very last one, is what we've been working on. You can also reach it by doing this and finding your item this way. Tap and edit, tap and crop, and I'm going to just take some of this gray stuff out again, just like we did before. And size to fit. Okay, again, pick the color you want, text. It's still set with my font Happiness as my default. And I'm going to type in my day and my date over here. Lasso to put it where you want it. It's ready to go, and I can reuse this image. Now, if you want to copy and do all of your weeklies this way, you can go into your, this is GoodNotes, go into your dots and say copy page. Plus, you can add a page before or after, and it's showing me the image that I just copied. So I'm going to go after this page, I'm going to add the page I just copied, and now I've got my next week. So if I really want to, I can go ahead and make several weeklies from here. That one was my weekly. Crop just to take out the gray stuff. And there I have my next weekly spread. Just like that. Ready to go. Thanks for watching.